Good afternoon, my relatives. My name is Tony Gonzales with American Indian Movement. And I'm the director here in San Francisco with AIM West, American Indian Movement West, as a nonprofit organization. We have quite a bit of history, and which I have 15 minutes to cover. But most of you, I imagine, know about American Indian Movement and some of the milestones or important events of the times, including 1973 Wounded Knee, right? You're familiar with Leonard Peltier, and I can talk more about that later. But American Indian Movement actually began in 1492. And then we officiated that in July of 1968. Okay, and we make that note of 1492, the beginning of American Indian Movement, that's here in this hemisphere, in this Western Hemisphere, when the first Taino Indian was killed out in the Caribbean, in the islands. That's when the American Indian Movement began here in the Americas in reclaiming our destiny. And through it all, we have survived. I mean, the loss of lives are unimaginable to even consider comprehending or talking in terms of millions. And it's kind of ironic when we hear people talk about their genocide or their Holocaust or their this or their that, and people don't still want to tabulate the death amount here in the Americas of Indian people, where indeed, yes, we do have a situation that would be considered a Holocaust, an extermination of humongous proportions. And through that, we are here. We are still struggling today. I think what galvanized the indigenous consciousness, for your understanding, I guess would be 1992, which marked the 500 years of Indian people's resistance to colonization in the Americas. And 1992 not only brought Indian people together around the world, black Indians, white Indians, red Indians, yellow Indians, as we say politically, to identify regional areas of Mother Earth. Indians all over the world were involved. Although, Columbus in 1492 may not have meant anything to Zulus, for example, in South Africa. But still, they suffered the same fate of similar colonizers and around the world. So it not only united Indians all over the world, but friends and allies and supporters of Indian peoples as well. 1992 also brought together the NGO community, if you will, the non-governmental organizations at the World Conference for Mother Earth, the Environment Conference that was held in Brazil, for example. Another galvanizing moment, bringing not only Indian people, but non-Indian people together to struggle, to join the struggle together to reclaiming our sacred Mother, the Earth. And our movement is a spiritual movement. I asked one of the organizers here earlier about what kinds of people will be here this afternoon. Are they, like socialist, Marxist, leftist? Are they a spiritual movement? Or do they have spirituality in their work? And a spirituality outside of the indigenous perspectives and way of living that I can live with and work with are people that are involved in the theology, liberation theology. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I encourage some of the younger people here to read more about liberation theology and that type of practice, that type of work in revolutionary struggle.